change has been required, and how that
This meeting is being recorded.
And how this change has been coming up. It's a, you can say, from all corners of India, we are seeing that a lot of development is, everybody is talking about the development. So when we talk about the development doesn't mean that the vacuum has been filled up. Development also means the new thing is coming up. And what are those new things? If we talk with respect to the information technology, D2M technology has taken up a new, you can say, the new waves. Beyond that, we are looking forward for the 5G. Then in health sector also, we are seeing the latest development. Multi super specialities hospitals are coming up. Even the air ambulance are being there. Green corridor is being converted. Lots of good things has come up. Why only in India? If you talk about the startup, I was just going through a wonderful news from UK during this COVID time. One good person from India, he was an air, you can say, he was a very good engineer in aviation segments. He was been cut off with his mobility, so he decided to innovate something, and literally he has gotten a good idea in his mind, and he developed a very good private aircraft. And with that particular private aircraft, he not only toured along with his family member, he has some profitable business on the venture of that innovative startup. So what I'm trying to highlight over here is that startup with an innovation, definitely it's being a new, you can say, the buzzwords for today's youngsters. Whether my voice has been audible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
And whether my slides have been visible?
Actually, I am from,
Yes, sir.
Yes?
it's not finding it. Abhinava, are you finding? Are you sharing the screen, Abhinava?
Whether the slides have been visible to everyone? 51
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is
participants?
visible to everyone.
Yes, sir. The slides have been visible. You can carry on, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So if you just touch down to the remote areas, like we have got a different dhanis in Rajasthan, and if you just make a visit to the Bangalore city, we have got a wonderful place in the country sites also. We find that yes, the new supply chain system, which has brought a new lifeline through the startup, has been a bigger achievement during the post-COVID situations, and it has brought a economy back on the gear, you can say. Let's see one small video. I think we have got number of the video which I shared yesterday. Arnav, Dr. Arnav, could you please share the 7 innovative business idea to start your business, that video? Dr. Arnav, can you run that video, please?
Okay, sir.
Yesterday night, something around at 12 o'clock, I have shared, because
Yes, sir.
we have got some
Which one, sir?
problem here. 7 innovative business ideas to start your own business in 2022. That was the latest video which I have got it.
Okay, sir. Just a minute. Okay.
7 innovative business idea to start your own business in year 2022. Voice is not coming. The sound of the video has not been audible. Hello.
Sorry for the interruption, sir, but video is not audible, sir.
Okay, fine. Just a minute.
No problem, turn it down.
और जब बात होती है स्टार्टअप्स की, तो जापान को उसकी तो जापान एक काफी एडवांस्ड कंट्री है। और जब बात होती है स्टार्टअप्स की, तो जापान को उसके यूनिक आइडिया और बिग कंपनीज की वजह से अक्सर जाना जाता है। टोयोटो, होंडा, सोनी, पैनासोनिक, सॉफ्टबैंक ग्रुप और भी कई बड़ी कंपनीज तो आप जानते ही होंगे, जो कि जापान ही ऑपरेट करती है। बट आज के इस वीडियो में हम जापान के कुछ छोटे स्टार्टअप्स के बारे में जानने वाले हैं, जो आने वाले टाइम में एक नया रिवॉल्यूशन ला सकते हैं। और बात जब टेक्नोलॉजी की आती है, तो जापान पूरे वर्ल्ड से कई गुना आगे है। इस वीडियो में मैं आपको जापान के 7 स्टार्टअप के बारे में बताने वाला हूँ, और इन 7 में से भी टॉप 3 काफी इम्पोर्टेंट स्टार्टअप है, जिनका आइडिया काफी यूनिक है, और वो स्टार्टअप मेरे भी फेवरेट है। सो इस वीडियो को एंड तक देखना। मैंने इससे पहले भी एक वीडियो टॉप 10 इंडियन स्टार्टअप पर भी बनाया है, तो आप उसे भी जरूर चेक करना। तो आज का वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। नंबर 7 पर है कवर कॉर्पोरेशन। कवर कॉर्पोरेशन एक AR कॉम्पिटेबल वर्चुअल स्टार्टअप है। ये एंटरप्राइज को अलाउ करता है कि वो 3D एनिमेशन और 3D गेम्स को डेवलप कर सकते हैं। बेसिकली इसे आप वर्चुअल स्टार्टअप समझ सकते हैं, जो कि AR को वर्चुअल से कनेक्ट करता है। अगर आपको AR नहीं पता, तो AR का मतलब होता है एग्यूमेंटेड रियलिटी, यानी कि एक वर्चुअल और 3D एनिमेशन होता है, बट आप उसे रियल वर्ल्ड में एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हैं। आपने VR के बारे में तो सुना ही होगा। VR का मतलब वर्चुअल रियलिटी। तो आप सोच रहे होंगे VR और AR में क्या डिफरेंस है। सो AR को आप रियल वर्ल्ड में एक्सपीरियंस कर सकते हैं, बट VR कंप्लीटली वर्चुअल होता है। उसके लिए आपको हेडसेट और डिवाइस की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, बट AR को आप फोन से ही एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। और ये स्टार्टअप AR को 3D गेम्स और एनिमेशन से कनेक्ट कर रहा है। इसके ओनर है टनीगो मोटोआकी, और ये स्टार्ट हुआ था 2016 में। इसने 3 राउंड में 11 इन्वेस्टर से $8.7 मिलियन की फंडिंग भी ली है। नंबर 6 पर है एक्सेल स्पेस। एक्सेल स्पेस एक एरोस्पेस स्टार्टअप है, जो कि कमर्शियल माइक्रो सैटेलाइट को डेवलप करता है। स्पेस एक वो फील्ड है जिसमें सभी बिलियनियर एंटर कर रहे हैं, और आपको भी पता है कि स्पेस फील्ड में फ्यूचर काफी ज्यादा है। इसमें और भी कई स्टार्टअप आने वाले टाइम में ओपन हो सकते हैं। अगर हम इनके फाउंडर्स की बात करें, तो वो है नायोकी मियाशिता, तकाशी इशिमा और यूया नाकामुरा। ये स्टार्टअप ओपन हुआ था 2008 में। इन्होंने 6 राउंड में 23 इन्वेस्टर्स से 7.8 बिलियन येन की फंडिंग ली है। येन जापानीज करेंसी है, जिसका डॉलर में कन्वर्जेशन आप देख ही सकते हैं। नंबर 5 पर है कॉइनचेक। कॉइनचेक एक क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंज प्लेटफॉर्म है। ये बेसिकली ब्लॉकचेन मॉडल पर काम करता है। ब्लॉकचेन मॉडल एक सिस्टम है जिसको हैक करना काफी मुश्किल होता है, या आप कह सकते हैं लगभग इम्पॉसिबल सा है। ब्लॉकचेन, AI, AR, VR ये इतने डिटेल टॉपिक है कि इनको मैं एक शॉर्ट वीडियो में नहीं समझा पाऊंगा। बट अगर आप इन पर डिटेल वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं, तो मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताना। मैंने क्रिप्टो करेंसीज पर भी कई वीडियो बनाए, लाइक व्हाट इज बिटकॉइन, व्हाट इज डोजकॉइन, विच इज बेस्ट ऐप टू बाय क्रिप्टो। सो आप इन वीडियोस को भी जरूर देखना। इन वीडियोस की प्लेलिस्ट में आपको आई बटन पर दे दूंगा। इन्होंने 4 राउंड में 4 इन्वेस्टर्स से $1.1 मिलियन की फंडिंग भी ली है। नंबर 4 पर है स्मार्ट HR। स्मार्ट HR एक SaaS स्टार्टअप है। SaaS का मतलब होता है सॉफ्टवेयर एज ए सर्विस। अगर आप SaaS पर भी एक वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं, तो मुझे कमेंट में जरूर बताना। जापान में स्मार्ट एचआर के फाउंड होने से पहले एम्प्लॉयज को सोशल इंश्योरेंस और हेल्थ केयर बिहाफ के लिए एक काफ़ी क्रिटिकल प्रोसेस करना पड़ता था, और स्मार्ट एचआर ने उसी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व किया है। स्मार्ट एचआर के आने के बाद से सब कुछ डिजिटलाइज हो चुका है। जिस प्रोसेस में 1 मंथ लगता था, आज वो प्रोसेस 1 to 2 डेज में कन्वर्ट हो गया है। ये स्टार्ट हुआ था 2013 में। इन्होंने 7 राउंड्स में 19 इन्वेस्टर से $195 मिलियन की फंडिंग भी ली है। नंबर 3 पर है टेल एग्जिस्टेंस। टेल एग्जिस्टेंस रोबोट डिजाइन, मैन्युफैक्चर और ऑपरेट करती है। बेसिकली ये एक एआई स्टार्टअप है, यानी कि टेल एग्जिस्टेंस एआई की हेल्प से रोबोट को क्रिएट और ऑपरेट करती है। अगर आपको एआई का मतलब नहीं पता, तो एआई का मतलब होता है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ये स्टार्टअप ओपन हुआ था 2017 में। इन्होंने 4 राउंड में 12 इन्वेस्टर्स से $37.6 मिलियन की फंडिंग भी ली है। नंबर 2 पर है स्काई ड्राइव। तो ये स्टार्टअप मेरा भी फेवरेट है। मतलब ये स्टार्टअप एक अलग ही रेवोल्यूशन ला सकता है। इसके जैसे कई स्टार्टअप मार्केट में ओपन हो रहे हैं, पर स्काई ड्राइव ने अपने आप को अच्छी तरीके से एक्सपेंड कर लिया है। आपने ड्रोन डिलीवरी के बारे में तो सुना ही होगा, यानी कि फ्यूचर में डिलीवरी बॉयज का काम ये ड्रोन करेंगे। अपने जो भी एक्सेसरीज या फिर फूड या फिर और भी कोई चीज ऑर्डर की है, तो वो ड्रोन के थ्रू डिलीवर होगी। तो ये फैसिलिटी तो ये प्रोवाइड कर ही रहे हैं, बट ये फ्लाइंग व्हीकल बना रहे हैं। यस, आपने सही सुना, फ्लाइंग व्हीकल, यानी कि ये फ्लाइंग कार्स बना रहे हैं। और इनका स्टार्टअप सिर्फ फ्लाइंग कार और ड्रोन तक ही नहीं है, ये इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल में भी अपने आप को एक्सपेंड कर रहे हैं। सो मुझे तो इनका आइडिया काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा। आपको कैसा लगा मुझे कमेंट में ज़रूर बताना। ये स्टार्टअप ओपन हुआ था 2013 में। इन्होंने 3 राउंड में 13 इन्वेस्टर से 5.7 बिलियन येन की फंडिंग भी ली है। नंबर 1 पर है मरकारी। मरकारी एक ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म है और ये तो काफ़ी पॉपुलर स्टार्टअप है। आई थिंक आपने इनका नाम जरूर सुना होगा। अगर नहीं सुना तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि मरकारी एक ई कॉमर्स प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां पे आप प्रोडक्ट बाय और सेल कर सकते हैं, लाइक अमेजोन, फ्लिपकार्ट, मिंत्रा एक्सेट्रा। ये स्टार्टअप यूनिकॉर्न क्लब में भी शामिल है। मैंने इंडियन यूनिकॉर्न पर एक वीडियो बनाया है जिसमें मैंने उन यूनिकॉर्न्स के बारे में बताया है जो 2021 में एंटर हुए थे। अगर आपने वो वीडियो नहीं देखा तो आप उस वीडियो को भी जरूर देखना, लिंक आपको आई बटन में मिल जाएगा। इन्होंने 7 राउंड में 11 इन्वेस्टर्स से 7.6 बिलियन येन की फंडिंग भी ली है और ये स्टार्टअप ओपन हुआ था 2013 में। आई होप आपको आज का वीडियो पसंद आया होगा। अगर पसंद आया तो इस वीडियो को लाइक जरूर करना, और अगर आप किसी और कंट्री के भी स्टार्टअप पर वीडियो देखना चाहते हो तो मुझे कमेंट में जरूर बताना। आज की इस वाली वीडियो में इतना ही। आप मेरे चैनल की बाकी वीडियोस देख सकते हैं।
Hello. Hello, Ranjan sir.
Hello.
Please continue, sir.
Yes, whether the voice has been audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Something around more than 7 good, wonderful, innovative videos. Any one of the participants should like to draw the highlighting feature of any of the innovative videos? Any of the participants? I think basically Ramgarh is an engineering. It's an engineering, yes, innovative base
Yes, sir.
campus. Definitely, I have put up that idea behind all these videos, and if you people, good participants, can observe, they can see that all these innovations can be workable even in India also. Number one. Number two, when you talk about the innovative entrepreneurs or innovative startups, as I gave you in the starting also, that how that particular aircraft engineer develop a aircraft during the COVID, and he made not only the profit for his family, even he gave rental on a rental basis his aircraft to survive during the COVID time. And you people can easily imagine the cost of building that particular aircraft was 1.5 crore in Indian currency. So if the ideas can flick, or the ideas can come up in a quick time or in the vacuum market, then definitely it can create a lot of money. And this was been very nicely reflected in the previous videos. Now coming to the creative development, of the innovative entrepreneurs or startups. It's not been mandatory that everybody has to be an engineer or what you can say engineer with a specialized area like what it was been depicted in the whole video. They were talking about the artificial intelligence AI. Beyond that also the things can be worked out, and I have got another very small good video Indian side. I would like to show you one of the very good Indian videos also. Dr. Arnav, can you just come up with from the Indian context another videos revolutionizing in education through innovation?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. I'll share that video.
Revolutionizing education through innovation and technology, a school for rural innovation, especially with respect to the Indian context. This video is again a very good video which we are going to show you. It's a wonderful from Indian context, because you know the Indian mindsets has been very good, and they are taking the good of it or of it. Definitely one of the best place is in IT is in Bangalore, and from Bangalore, if you talk about to the other Silicon country city, Gunjan, it's been hub in China. So how that connectivity can be maintained from one reality that this particular video shows. So let's play with this. See this particular video. Once it has been played, we can easily understand that how that innovation startup in the young birds, in the young minds can be well groomed. The video name is Dr. Arnav, Revolutionizing Education Through Innovation and Technology, School for Rural Innovation, Young.
Just a minute, sir.
Please.
In the remote village of Barar, on Mahanadi Delta in eastern India, a unique experiment is underway. It began when Anil Pradhan finished his bachelor's degree in engineering. At the time, he could have taken a high-paying corporate job, but instead, he moved back to his village and opened a new kind of school, called the International Public School for Rural Innovation. Anil's vision is to create a model that will transform the way Indian children learn. Unlike traditional Indian education, Anil's curriculum includes classes that reach well beyond books. In one session, children may dismantle old appliances and learn how they work. Then they'll create sculptures, models, and other projects out of the pieces. They weld, solder, and 3D print, all in the service of science and understanding. And all ages are encouraged to explore. It's a big idea, with the power to transform not just young minds, but an entire way of thinking about school. And yet, while Anil is succeeding with his innovation lab and other hands-on classes that he teaches himself, his limited staff is struggling to teach grade-level subjects like math, science, and social studies. Needing a solution and thinking outside the box as usual, he turned to Aveti Learning Technology for help. AICTE is an affordable tablet-based platform that delivers grade-level e-learning content, all in the local language children can understand.
I started in school because of the problems that I faced when I was a child, and we don't have access to quality education here in villages, and getting STEM education in a village is very difficult. So I planned out why can't we have something like this in a village. My vision was to create some innovators, engineers from very remote locations in Odisha, and how can we come up with students, those who can make something. And what I personally feel is the normal education system is not working, and I don't think they are creating students, they are creating future leaders and innovators. So what I did is I just tried to make something practical, how experimental learning can work, and I started experimenting with that. In standard education, kids, they used to get a education that is only related to book and copy. And what our education system is, how can we go out from the four walls of the classroom, and how we can just communicate, how we can interact with the environment, how we can make something, how we can break something, and how we can create something. When I started this, it was very difficult for them to get into this, but gradually after 2 years, now they know how to code. So a microprocessor or a microcontroller, now they know how to code it, and now it's very easy for them to code. And I think if this will go on running for next 2 to 3 years, we'll easily come up with innovative projects that can solve real life problems. Schools, they can just replicate. This is very essential that they should have that motivation and the thing that I should do it. And it's very difficult, but gradually they can do it.
Children are engaged and learning becomes fun again. With this technical support, teachers are more targeted with their lesson plans, the students are more engaged, the parents are happier, and now Anil is freed up to invest his time in more innovation for the children of his village. Big ideas are changing the future in India and around the world. And another big idea is bringing world-class education where it's needed the most.
So again, we saw the wonderful video. This was from the Indian context. So how you what I'm trying to reflect over here is that how the creative this particular innovation can be useful from the rural background, because you see still at presently more than 60% of our population lives in the rural areas. So if we have got a creative development in the sense means whether my site is visible to everyone. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So creative development doesn't mean that only the engineers can join the startup, only the medical professional or the management guys can join the startup. It's open to everyone, and definitely when we breed to the young kids, they come up in a more alignment than the more age startups. So creative development has got no conflicts, has got no age bar, has got no discrimination against the area wise, or even if you talk with respect to global wise also, I think it's open. And this is what has been very nicely shown in this particular video. When we talk about the innovation in the startups, definitely it has to be blossomed from the it has to be taken up from the kids, from the primary education, which was been reflected in this particular video. And secondly, the more important thing is that whatever the available resources are been there, those resources has to be fully utilized. And the third important thing is a local language, I think, which was been shown even in this particular small clip also, that how the particular faculty has been uplifted with modern tools, not only with the artificial intelligence, and beyond that with the microprocessor and all those things. So the the changes are coming up, and how quickly the creative development can bring a lot of changes. Again, it depends upon from corner to corner of an India or more internal of India. definitely from the Jharkhand also we can expect the good output, and especially from your wonderful institute. You people are also very good because you know the Jharkhand is number one in producing the power and electricity, and you are the number one state in minerals also, so coal also. So number of the things have been available. Only the link which has been required is that how it can be converted into profitable business. So that's this particular slide reflects over here. So we have to understand creative development, and the best thing what the government of India is facilitating at present is the Atal incubation system, or the center, which I humbly request the institution had to support Dr. Arunam, because he's number one in that particular setting of the Atal incubation centers, and we have worked together for bringing it up in Jaipur and Rajasthan also, and that is running very successful in one of the institute. So this is how you know the creative development can come up. Beyond that, yes, the good NGO can also play a vital role in the creative development of innovation, because the rural innovation or the rural creative development platform can bring sea changes in the mindsets of the youngsters who are looking for a placement from an institute. They can have a second option for setting up of their own startup. So this is what it has been there in number of the good institutions like NMMIS or St. Xavier, where I have been worked. So beyond this, also in the traditional institution like Vanastali also, they have been, you can say that they have also got a threads of this particular NGO backup of the creative development centers. And also, you know, Bharat mein, matlab, we have got, it's not like that we have been deprived of something. We have got everything. Only the thing is that how it can be put into the forefronts. So this is what the, you know, the creative developments talks about. Then the, if you just see the another patch up, which is again a very good things, which I have also highlighted in my next slide. I think it's not rolling up. It's talking about the participants improvements. Now the participants also has to be get improved. How they will be getting improved, it's again a big question mark, because you know only the institutions or the mentors cannot support everything. The other hands also has to come from the participants. Whether my slides has been visible? Hello? Hello?
No, sir, not visible.
Hello.
No, sir, screen sharing is not done.
Okay,
Not
just
visible.
one minute, please. So it has to be perfect. And now the slides are visible? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the participants' persistence is also required, not drop the idea once they have decided about the innovative startups. And again, I would like to throw about the wonderful video of a most developed nation of Singapore. Dr. Anand, can you come up to the another video, please? This is another very good, charming video. We have got it from Singapore. Dr. Arunam?
Yes, sir. Just a minute, I am sharing that video.
Please. This is another. Video, but still you people can see this is from the Indian side. But then So we have seen the 10 videos from the 10 innovation startup from India. It was really wonderful startups, because in 2016 it was not been, the startup was not been talked about. So you might have seen, if you had an interest, if your people are having an interest in the startup, that how the innovation from last 10 or 8 years, how it has picked up. It's a very beautiful, you can see the good micro and macro level startups has come up, though I have not depicted the details about those startups, but literally from all corners, and with all the good varieties, it has been blown proportionally, it has come up. Beyond that, we have another wonderful concept, that is, which I have brought to you people related with your with the institute, is L2 innovation. Now let's see something about the L2 innovation also. What is L2? Every institute has done L1 innovation stage, but what is this L2? L2 I'm going to talk about. Whether my slides are visible now? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you
Yes,
can
sir.
easily see. Very good. In number of the good institute, or in a number of the good, you can say the hubs where this particular innovations are coming up quickly with respect to the defense, or drone, or you can say the FMCG sectors, uh, they have become more competitive with respect to the profit making. So it's good that it should be, you can say that it should come up from the from all corners, and from every platform, in the sense, means not only from the engineering background, even from the other competitive fields also. So this is L2 concept is picking up, and definitely one single survey was been done on the basis of the L2 innovation survey, that 80% of the people believe that the trade which they're planning to operate, is it has to be innovative, otherwise the survival won't be possible. And how it can be innovative, again they have to understand the customer requirement, that customer need quick changes. So these are the few, you can say, the hallmark of the innovations which I have taken up in my few slides over here. So if we talk with respect to the practical ground, I think if your institute can agree, then definitely the another advanced level of lab can be developed, and that advanced level of lab can be for the final touch up, or for getting the phototype innovation approved, or for the patent purpose also, they can get into the that particular, workable condition, and definitely it can even be getting exported. So why I'm telling all these things, because this has already been happened with respect to the drone, or if you talk about the small size aircraft, or something, something more vulnerable, or something more valuable, um, sophisticated instruments, which has been coming up in number of the good exhibitions all across India, which has been developed by the good students, good uh, uh, upcoming scientists also, you can say. So this L2 concept is definitely, it's been backed by the AI, it's been backed by the cloud computing, it's been backed by the number of the other D2M technology, or something more with the space science, which I have shown it into the first one video also. So that can be also be a supportive one. So this is how, the innovation in the startup mindset can be groomed. Then beyond that, we have also got another something to take care of. This is which I have shown in the uh, you can say in the upcoming slide. But before that, again, I'd like to show you the one of the very good videos. This time, I would humbly request Dr. Aruna to have that 5 startup from Singapore. That is a really beautiful video, which will definitely give you more in depth about the innovation, how it is coming up our next door. Dr. Arnav, can you please play that particular video?
Hello, sir.
Five
Due to
Singapore
I think, sir, there is some problem with video, sir. That video.
Rendra, क्या दिक्कत है? Jeans.
Let me try from my side if it works out.
Yes, sir. Please try from your side, sir. Something problem is there.
Let me try from my side if it works out. Because I think definitely share first coming up.
A hub for entrepreneurs pushing the boundaries of technology. Here, innovators are tackling some of the most pressing issues of today. From sustainability to healthcare and communication, these technologies have an impact that could make a difference worldwide.
This great big story was made possible by the Singapore Tourism Board, Singapore Economic Development Board, and Enterprise Singapore.
The island of Singapore, where city and state coexist, researchers developed a small but easy solution to protect an essential natural resource.
Hello, the video is visible to everyone? Hello?
No, sir.
The voice has been audible? No?
The sponge to clean the water and not to waste available resources, but to make them available for recycling. My name is André Stolz, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of EcoWaveTech. This is the carbon fiber aerogel. It's a pure carbon super absorbent sponge that has the ability to absorb a wide range of organics. And through simple mechanical squeezing, we're able to recuperate and reuse those available organics. And also we're able to reuse the sponge over and over again. Here in the lab, we produce the sponge via a controlled burning process. We load the furnace with a cellulosic material, and then we heat up the furnace, so we end up with a material that attracts oils, grease, fats, dyes, and repels water. We believe that in the future we can clean up oil spills offshore. So it's something that we are very passionate to bring to life, and with that achieve big positive environmental impact.
In another lab, scientists are brewing a big idea that involves a certain pesky insect with a key to prevent diseases.
Over 40% of world's population is at risk of dengue. Mosquitoes can spread this disease. If this problem isn't being addressed, the situation will become worse. With our innovative solutions, we are able to reduce the disease mosquitoes in the community.
David Du is the co-founder of Areno Technology. His team, with the help from Singapore's National Environment Agency, has created a system to help scientists breed male mosquitoes. They are injected with a bacteria called Wolbachia and then released into an environment to mate with female mosquitoes, causing them to lay eggs that do not hatch. Many companies want to use this technique, although sorting the males and females can be extremely laborious. The larvae dispensing system quickly counts the larvae, and the pupae separation system sorts the sexes.
We hope more industries could adopt our technology to improve public health and quality of life.
Helping people live a better life is at the core of this next Singapore-based invention. It's all about giving an extra hand.
Due to aging population, we have more and more people with stroke causing physical damage. By using soft robotic technologies, we can make something new that's very portable and easy to use. My name is Jin Wang. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Processor Technologies. This is called ISO glove, which is a soft robotic hand glove for people with neurological disorders and eventually may have hand impairments. We have selected one specific material, a very light fabric. We also have a control box to provide the power and the air into the glove. And together with our software, we are able to provide hand. So far, we have been trying our device on hundreds of patients in different continents. We have seen very positive outcomes from very mild patients all the way to serious stroke patients. There are a lot of problems, especially healthcare problems. So if we can utilize innovations to help people recover much faster, we can improve the quality of life of all the people who are affected with diseases or disabilities.
Now, onto a light bulb moment that's bringing power to rural regions.
More than 2 million people have very limited access to electricity. A lot of these people use kerosene lamps. There are many accidents that happen and it's not very environmentally friendly. Our solar lantern solves all these problems. My name is Harihara and I'm the founder and CEO of Third Wave Power. This is the solar lantern. The solar panel is the primary element that actually collects energy, it's exposed to the sun, and if it goes into the battery stores the energy during the day. When the lantern switches on, the LED will start consuming the energy from the battery. We also use a battery technology called the LFP batteries that last for nearly 4 to 5 years, so it's definitely way more efficient, way more safe. The impact that solar powered applications can create in the future is far greater than what we have achieved today, and it's only the beginning of the journey.
And finally, a device that uses a different kind of light to empower those without access to what many people take for granted.
There's a lot of areas in the world that don't have good access to internet simply because building infrastructure in those places is too expensive. We believe everyone, regardless of where they're living, should have access to the internet. That's why we're building the Centauri technology. The Centauri one is a laser communication device that can help people get access to super fast internet. It uses state-of-the-art laser communication technology. All you need to do is go on a rooftop, mount the device, point it towards the closest location nearby where you do have access to internet. You put another one of these devices on that rooftop as well. The lasers will find themselves and boom, you have a fiber-like connection between the two buildings. Our ultimate goal is to build a global network of satellites using lasers to connect every single place on the planet to each other.
Dr. Ranjan Upadhyay, sir.
Growing in the future.
Hello.
Connectivity for everyone.
Yes.
Ranjan, sir. Sir, video is not visible, sir.
Okay, then I'm stopping the video and coming back to the slide, no problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In between, you can try that particular video. If it's been visible, we can play it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And
Okay,
please see
fine.
the other videos also. 2 more videos are there. Now coming to the next slide, again, cup of tea for every one of us that we have to take something, you can say from ours also, that how we can be innovative, because everything cannot be tilted toward the startups. We also have to give some sort of a, backup or push up to the society. And we means definitely we have been associated and affiliated with an academics. So we have got more responsibility in comparison to the students or the newcomers who are planning to join this particular startups. So first thing is that we have to be a little bit curious. Curious in the sense means definitely if something has been delivered, it's our moral responsibility to run and see that how the things has to be workable. Otherwise, we will be depriving many of them. So the same thing happens with the innovation from the startup ends also. If the startup is taking, then hello, my voice has been audible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So the single decision is not been, you can say, is not been favorable. The startup has to take a decision from every angle. So this is what this particular, my thought, which has been depicted in this particular slide, has been reflected over here. Secondly, the most important, I will just quote and narrate another very good example of the Amul. This thing, Amul has got its own brand, but if you talk about its packaging part, it was been very difficult, because the milk comes late in the nights, and definitely it has to be get packed more late in the night, and definitely it has to be get you can say packaging has to be done within half an hour, and it has to be reached to the point of sales very quickly early in the morning, because early in the morning every house needs the milk for the tea purpose, for the coffee, and for giving a milk to the young kids. So this is how the competitor strategy was been applied. The another person, definitely one person was been there who was supplying the packaging material for the Amul, but literally it was not catering, it was not coming to the fulfillment of that particular Amul brand. So they were looking for some other competitor, and this competitor was not letting the technology to be transferred to the new startups. So what the startup, then another person who was from this particular Ahmedabad itself, that person, what he did, he went to Germany and he talked about that how the packaging of the fresh milk can be done. He got an technology from there, and then that particular technology he brought it in Ahmedabad, and then there were more than one competitor, and literally the market was being the thing was being supplied in a large quantity, and the end products were reaching very nicely to the end consumer. But the problem was there that the competitor was not letting the technology to the new generation entrepreneurs, startups. So he took a lot of pain in getting that particular machinery from Germany, because he was a new guy, he was a new entrant in this particular area. So nobody was letting him to know that from where that particular packaging technology can be imported. He tried all his best, but literally he has to align. He gave some sort of good things to the person who was making, and then he got that particular information that this particular thing can be substituted. So the entrepreneur has to be curious from that angle also, that technology or the innovation has to be meet out from every angle. It cannot be meet out from one go. So this is how alignment is been coming up and from everyone. So if the new what you can say, the new just who is just planning to join on this particular field, they think that they can develop, they can rebuild, they can just create. It's just something, it's become very challenging, it's become impossible. Everyone's cooperation has been required. Cooperation can definitely bring the things more quicker in the market. And for each and everything, we have to understand, the innovator has to understand that he is not going to consume the end product. The end product is going to be consumed by someone else. What happens is that the other sides, the other angle also has to be taken care of. And many of the entrepreneurs or many of the startups, they just take it for granted that no, we are selling, everybody will purchase it. So that's idea has been changed now. Then the other platform of innovative or creative startup entrepreneurs are number of the place of interaction, which I have shown over here. You can see that good uh, platforms have been there, and one of the best platform what your institute is providing at presently, it's an impact series. So beside this, I will also humbly request the institutions all across the India to allow the students for a field visits, because field visits gives a lot of new thoughts, new waves, and it can clear many doubts in the minds of the students also. So definitely The trade meetings also supports, if you talk about the number of the exhibitions or expos, that is also supporting us. But physical interaction to the number of the startups destination like Bhamasha or Koramangala, or all this Bhamasha again in Jaipur, Koramangala in Bangalore, or number of the other places where this particular concept is picking up. The student has to be re-invited over there, and they have to have a face-to-face interaction with an entrepreneurs or the startups. So that existing startup can also give us some sort of a new threads to the students, and that threads they can further develop. So this is again a new field which is I am opening in front of you people. That is the research part. In innovation, we also need some sort of a research R&D, and that can be done very easily when the physical interaction has been done individually, either from the students end or from the fraternity members or from the institution end. So this is how the recognitions of the innovations is coming up. Beyond that, we have also got another mindset that after every course we should go for the placements. No, it's not like that. Definitely the placements is the end, but still if we give some alternative options to the students, that the startup can bring more joy in their part of life, then definitely that can you can say that more and more innovation can come up in a less and less cost. This is how the recognition I am talking about. Number one. Number two, we have got almost in all good institutes related with the academic performance of the students. But in very few institutes, you will find that yes, the student who has opted for the startup and who has been successful for the has been successful in through with their innovative startups, their ranking has been also been shown widely in that particular institution. So institutions should also come up in recognizing individual innovative ideas as well as setting up their own startups. I am not in favor that the institution should support financially, but at least from the society end or from the from the motivational end, they should come up with some sort of a good you can say the good platform or good virtual platform on their websites also, that how many students have turned up into the startup, and that too also in the innovative startup, and how many of them have survived, what was their turnover. That can really bring more glimpses, not only in admissions but also in next accreditation also. So this is how the recognition has been justified. Number one. Number two, I have talked with the new threads within existing startup. Even we can invite the number of the two rivals startups also, and we can just make them to interact in front of the students, that how they have been rival to each other. So that strategy can also be worked out for the students who are planning to join into the innovative opportunity, because they will also be getting a new research platform, and through that particular new product development platform they can get into the market. So this is how the innovation comes up. We should not go only by the definition, but if we talk from a good speaker, then definitely speaker will admit that let it should come from the platform, from the existing platform or from the workable platform that can benefit the mindsets. So this is how the recognition, number one. Number two. Number three, the more important thing is coming up in the credit system also, that how the credit system in the semester end can be facilitated through the innovative startups. This is the rarest to rare. I have found it out that in very few institutions all across India they're crediting this thing. So if this thing can also be credited from the institutions and or from the private university end, I think this can really bring more number of the innovative startups in India. So these are the few, the things which has to be talked on this particular platform. Though the government support has been there, though the angel investors have been there, though the Mudra Bank has been there, though the international funding agencies are there, even the alumni are also supporting this innovative opportunities for the young breeds. But still, these are something which has been limited, but what I have talked about at presently is limitless. So every institution, every platform can come up. At least if they can stick one idea of mine, then definitely, you know, in the next slide you can find that very good companies has come up with this particular ideas. Any one of you knows any of the company which I am showing at presently in the PPT? Hello? Any of the student can respond? Hello?
Yes, sir, Mozambique.
Okay, what is that company is all about?
I don't know much about that, but I have seen that company.
So this is
Very
see, very good. See, this we are looking in the youngsters. We are not allowing them at any of the platforms to open up or open it out with their own requirements. All these companies at you can say at a micro level, and they have been created with one hand or more than one hand, not in a bigger turnover. So this is in a starting phase. If we can talk with our students or a young clubs of this startups in our institution, then definitely more numbers can be in our basket of our institutions. So one very good institution which would like to show in my presentation is again how that particular institution has come up from the micro to macro level. Definitely, fintech companies are doing a very good at presently in India. So if you talk about the fintech company, I hope you people know the fintech. Yes,
Yes, sir.
very good. Whether my slides have been visible? Hello,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
it has been visible. Very good. So please name it. Who is this gentleman? And what is the name of his company? Any one of you? You can see his face. He's a very young guy. So we are totally cut off from the angel investors. We are totally cut off from the finance fund. But this man really created a very good equity in the market, and he is not only he not only supported his company but number of the other startups also. So let's see a little bit before getting into his company name. Yeah, now you can see the company name. Slide has been visible. Slide has been visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So you can see that he has a dual qualification, but basically he was from the traditional subjects. Yes, but lot of and lot of grooming from the mathematics and economics. That's how he switched over to the equity. So this is means number of the fields which has been booming up the innovative startups. This is only the one example which I am just sharing with you people. So definitely this company has gone into the in a large scale, and its existence is from 1999 onwards. So you can easily understand that how many good points or the good things are there in their baskets. So again, company profile matches with the individual startup profiles also. So you can see, yes, interest. If you see the interest, whether you can see this particular slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I was just eager to show you a few more videos, but I think I have been stopped not to show you the videos. So this is how the innovation comes up. If you want to really want an innovation, then in that case, let everything should flow in one direction. So this is, I think it's not nothing can be nothing is unstoppable in India also. everything can be movable, whatever you people are saying the slides. He was been more tilted toward the spiritualism and then the personal improvement, and literally he developed those things into the his own startup, and he was basically from a middle income group. So definitely fund might have been a big problem, but he overcame with that particular fund problem also. So this is how the startup innovations are taking, not only in India, even in abroad also. And the most important thing is the, whether you can see the another slide. Yes. Is the most important thing is the venture capital. Venture capital, that too also in the IT segment. At that time in 2002, it was the IT was coming up, so literally that equity has helped to come up with a new startup in IT segment, and that literally paid away for his startup. So this is how the reading of the or the calculation of the startup innovative startup was been done by this gentleman. So this is how you people also can take the stairs, but still I will tell you one thing, that individual planning should be there. We should not just cut copy paste from other, but let's see something. The roadmap we can just see, but the things has to be performed from our own sites. So this is how this company has come up. The starting of the company in a few slides quickly. You can see that it has been started in 99, and at that time only the 10 .com companies were been there, and 7 were off the track. Only 3 were been surviving. Hello, hello. Whether my voice is so cutthroat competition was been there. Out of 10, 7 were been off and 3 were been there. Why? What was the problem? Anybody can just give me the answer. Why this only 3 companies were been able to survive? Yes.
So maybe products are not selling.
Any of you, even from the faculty, even faculty, what was the problem at that time? Any of the good faculty? See, the resources were not lined up. Even the end users were not organized. So it was very difficult from both sides, internally as well as externally. And innovation was there at threshold. With innovation, they cannot survive. So all the difficulties are there, and the companies survive with overcoming those 3 difficulties. This is how the innovation can be done. I hope with all my something around 21 slides which I have shown, and the previous 3 videos which was been shared, I think the concept of the innovation in a startup must have been clear now. Yes? Yes? Yes or no? Yeah, okay. Now coming to the strategy. Definitely every innovative startup has to have some strategy. What is the, why this particular strategy is been required? Is there any for strategy? Yes.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Number 2, the most important thing is that every startup or every company has to survive with a profit. If they are not in a profitable condition, then how they can pay a salary to their employees, number 1, how they can come with the payment of the loan, and how they can purchase the raw material, and how the end product can reach to the market. So number of the questions linked with the with this particular thing. So yes, we can say that strategy, and it should not be the short run strategy, it should be a long run strategy. Long run strategy in the sense means minimum for 5 years, and every time, yes, it should be a flexible one also, so that you can change it. Sense means minor changes you can adopt, but the major changes you should not go for it. If you will go for the major changes, then definitely that strategy won't run for the long run. So this is how the innovation has to be rebuilt on the basis of the strategy planning. Number one. Number two, again, when you talk with respect to the strategy, you have to see the domestic market requirement, you have to see the global market requirement, and then you have to come up with your own strategy. You cannot just copy from the local or the international environment. So this is how another good things which is coming up into the basket of the innovation in a startup is being from young ones. So these are the few tips which I would like to highlight over here. Besides, in a strategy, if you talk about, it has to be redefined. Redefined means definitely if we take number of the companies from India, all the strategies are when it was in the hand of Narayan Murthy, the Infosys condition was being changed, was different. When it has been given to some other owner, strategy has been changed. Now, similarly with Tata's, you will find the same thing is happening. But the good thing is that they are still minting the profit, they're still making the profit because the basic things they have not changed. If we talk with respect to the Infosys is still leading player in the Indian and international market because they are taking the fresh students. So this is only the Infosys is only the one company which has this particular strategy, and just because of this strategy, they are able to survive during the COVID, post-COVID, and after that also. So again, you have to filter it out from the innovation point that which are the good strategies through which you can survive along and which strategy you need to change. So this has to be done at micro as well as at macro level also. Beyond this, we have got another thing also we can take, as in my small in the previous 21 slides I have told you very one good thing was that we have to sit with the competitor also, have to understand their strategy also. So this is how the both things can be surface out. Then beside strategy, I think I have shown everything in my slide also and in my presentation also that individual capacity for converting the available raw material into the end products for the innovative startup. This is also the very good thing which every new startup should take up. Then beyond that, we have got another points also, number of the another points: consistent, constant approach, discipline, focus on long-term fundamentals. Anna, see in the my next slide whether it's been shared. The next slide. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So consistent investment mean definitely many of the innovative startups, they are in a loss making or no profit, no loss condition. At that time, more flow of the fund is being required. Constant approach. Yes. Whatever the good things which are coming up, that has to be continued. And definitely, the risk has to be disciplined one. Discipline in the sense means we cannot take the maximum risk because we will be losing the market and we will losing the capital as well as our unit will be going to get closed. So all those things has to be pre-calculated and then it has to be taken with respect to the diversification. Means if the startup is only in one line of production, they have to get diversified, and this is how the long survival or the innovative survival of the startups are there. Then again, as I told you, the strategy also, the long-term fundamentals has to be there. As I gave you one of the very good example of the Infosys. Then again, the investments and the growth has to come up from all across. This is what I am emphasizing from slide 1 to last slide. That development has not only has to be packed with one corners of India. It has to come from all corners, and from every state and from every individual institutions or the platforms or the students or from NGOs or number of the other things. Then the investment has to be in a flexible form. Flexible in the sense means that you cannot expect that the full payment has to be given to the completion of the startup. If some drawbacks comes or if some sort of a breakdown comes, if more funds has been required, that flexibility has to be given to the startups. So this is, this is how the innovation can be successful in the startup. Like if you take the example of the Mudra Bank, if the take the example of any government scheme, they have a very, strict rules and regulations. So there has to be some flexible this thing has been required. If you take the state of Gujarat, their investment policy is very flexible. The government of Gujarat supports with all respect to the small startups because they want that the state should be startup hub. The state should have maximum, you can say, the manufacturing units. So how that can come up when the individual or case to case industry's requirement will be met out. So this is how the, the milestone of the innovative startup um, can be created, or the periphery can be made in all corners of India. Uh, Beyond this, again, we have got number of the other things which has to be taken up. But what I think is that if a good groups or individual who wants to come into the innovative startup take these 7 points, I think they will be getting maximum success. With this, I think let's stop over here because I have got a something around 38 slides. It will take another half an hour. My time has been restricted till 4:30 only, so I just want to end up over here and give 2 minutes to my good audience. Also, if they have got any question, then definitely free to ask me. Now it's open to the all the students. They can just share the questions, or they want to ask me anything, they are free to ask me. Any question from any one of you? Any question anybody would like to ask?
Students, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask.
So we can we can calculate that either everything has been understood from the student end or nothing has been understood from the student end. So you people have to clarify yourself. With this, I end up my presentation over here. And once again, I thanks to all the good dignitaries who are present at presently on this particular virtual platform, who have given me a wonderful time to share my views and ideas to the Ramgarh Institute of Engineering College, and definitely to one of my good friend, Dr. Arnab, and all his team members who has given me a very good platform to share my thought. Thank you all. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving such an amazing lecture and making discussion on the topic, and also for facilitating a positive learning environment. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now proceeding on to the next one. Now I would like to introduce our second guest, Dr. Mohammad Rayan, who is the Vice President of Synergy Technofin Private Limited, New Delhi. He will present the lecture in the session 2 on the topic Startup Opportunity Focusing Engineering Sector in India. So now I would like to request Rayan sir to please proceed on today's session.
Thank you very much. I'm just sharing my screen now. Somebody need to allow me to share my screen. It's still disabled. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Rehan sir,
Hello.
just
yes. Please allow me to share my screen.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Now you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you so much. I think my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Just make it full screen, sir.
Okay, just hold. I think it's visible now.
Yes, sir.
Amitabh sir, please confirm.
Yes, sir. Fine, sir. Fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for this wonderful opportunity to discuss my that experience and some of the thoughts related to the startup opportunity in India. Before that, I just wanted to thank that our chief patron, Dr. Sharwani ma'am and Dr. Nazmul sir, along with the convener, Mr. Arunab Datta sir, along with all the organizing committee that so wonderfully that organized all the things, and just on sharp time that you have started the meeting, the things. Along with this also, I just wanted to thank that Dr. Ranjan Upadhyay sir also, that he has nicely discussed few of the things, few videos that which he has run through, that which are the some basic things that someone if once go through that able to understand that the what are the that actually startup is. Those sir has nicely that elaborate and brief, try to cover all from the all the segments, and those are the things that I also wanted to carry it forward. I would like to that do it in a that simpler and the smaller way, as far as uh, I'm trying to that convey my message in a very that easy way, so that I believe that at this particular time, that 4:30 and all, I believe that all the students that you guys that little bit of that exhausted, but I'll not take much time of yours. I believe that it will be very interesting for you guys also, and it will be very informative. See, thing is, before that, I just wanted to brief myself that I am Muhammad Raihan, as that convener sir also had briefed about me. Uh, the interesting thing is that uh, I am entirely from the industry sector. This is the that another beauty I would like to add here. That yeah, from my last that 13 14 years of experiences, I have got the opportunity to work with lots of startups in that India, and we are not calling it startup, but others MSME sectors from the that African countries also. So those were that the very amazing things. I believe that students, you will find it very interesting, and just be with me. And if you find uh, any kind of doubt or any kind of that queries and thing, please never hesitate to ask me up. I'll uh, with this that I'm just going through with my today's presentation. I'll take you through to the exactly what the startup is. Everybody is saying it, that the startup and all the things, that this from last couple of years it becomes very popular word, that the startup. But what does exactly mean it? That along with this, that how it becomes that the when it uh, says that the innovations that Dr. Upadhyaya sir also has nicely briefed, that lots of innovation technologies, starting from the flight to all the that the segments, that every challenges whenever we are facing, it comes up with some of the solutions, and those becomes at the startup, and things. But for the particular startup, there are the lots of things. As an engineering student, this my entire presentation is focusing to you guys only. Just it is not mandatory that today only you just have to start the startup. But if you get or build up some concept or idea or any interesting things in your mind in the coming future, definitely you just want it to be a very beneficial things out of it, huh? So in my today's presentation, it will be I am just going to show you that pass through with some engineering opportunities that what in India's, and along with the potentials of it, and the apart from it, that the market, what does that Indian market has said that about that. And I have tried to show few of the SWOT analysis also. SWOT analysis means strength, what are the strength, weaknesses, or opportunity, or sometimes that there are few of the threats also that we need to face before that we are going to do it, that start a startup or any MSME business, those things. And along with this, I'll take you through the growth driver of the Indian engineering sector, and few of the analysis, that means that that report part that I'll take you through. And if you have decided to start the startup, that from where you need to take the opportunity, from the very grassroots level, that to whom you are going to approach it. So those things I just wanted to cover it here. That's what I said, that the previous Mr. Ornav Datta has nicely arranged that the lecture, that the previous lecture has nicely mentioned it and briefed all the things. And now I'll take you through from where you can get, and from where you can start those kind of that the startup or MSMEs, that from where you can start it up, and what are the requirements, and from the government side, which kind of facilities or support you can get for that. And as we always say, as an I am a personally that working in this particular segment in various sector of that we always used to say that the finance in any of the startups, it's called as a that oxygen of any that startup business. And along with this, I also take you through that what are the national apex bodies who can support or guide us for these startups, huh? If we say that what exactly the startup is, so it's an very that innovative, I would say that it is innovative things that on that the Department of Promotion, Industry and Internal Trade, which is that the DPIIT of the Government of India, they defined that startup as it's a registered firm. But be careful here it would not be any proprietary firm. Proprietary firm is called who is individual owner of a firm. So this is would be not like that. It will be that the registered business, it will be registered under the Companies Act 2013, and there are the various that particular form that at which segment you can based upon your criteria and choice in at what laws and the which act you are going to follow and register your company. Those things I'll also be covered in my later on slides. And apart from this, that the startup it's called that any of the organization should not be more than that 7 years. Having said that, there is some controversial things sometimes, because you know that the startup, the concept is came very new. I have been in that, got the opportunity that in last year only we have, as I told you, I am from the or industrial sector. We have worked out and supported that 1,000 number of that startups, and we have linked them that 100 number of incubation centers throughout the country. So you just imagine that the how many that startup and that MSMEs and the incubation centers, those are there. That I'll come later on that the what are the incubation centers, definitely that you guys are knowing on about it. But although that I'll just quick refresh your mind that about the your incubation center and all. And that's what that as the startup that concept is came new, So the definitions they become they initially they have started with the seven years that those startups were that start actually previously that the startup the word was not there, all the MSMEs was there in that field. So what they have categorized is those MSMEs only, which has been registered in within the 7 years, last 7 years. They 7 years to 10 years, it becomes that converted to the 10 years also. That when that we practically did the project, they have converted the definitions because within the 7 days, 7 years, those MSMEs were very few. So they have converted to the 10 years, that those 10 years that which MSMEs have registered and which is fulfilling on the turnover as well, that yearly turnover is not more than 25 crore. Those comes under that startup category. So why this categorization and all? You know that department, that Ministry of um, that department under this Department of Promotion and Industry, that industrial trade. So there are the various Startup India schemes is also there, that they are able to get the benefit from those that ministries and all. So due to that eligibility criteria for the MSMEs organizations, those criteria has been finalized. Now, if we discuss about I believe students, it is now clear that what the startup means. It may be from the any of the sector, any things, but it should be and with the come up with the innovative ideas and having fulfilling this kind of these criteria, the three major criteria that which has been mentioned here, that those that we have categorized or that terminalized as a startup. Now it's coming that the what are the those startups company, how we can identify that or differentiate any of the MSMEs to that startup companies. The first and emerging that criteria it should be innovative. See, if we do that the MSME companies, any of the things, lots of things are there. So whatever it is come to your mind, that see the companies, that means it's categorized in the two part. One is that the manufacturing company, another is the service company. So whatever is you are manufacturing something, or in the service companies also, for example, any of the clothes making, the tailoring, or any that the service shop, service industries, any of the shops, all the things is coming under that MSMEs only. So but we will not call them the startup. The startup will be those MSMEs which will be very innovative, which will be that the problem solving things, which will provide that the problem solving things. As that in previous lecture you also heard that the how that during our that whenever the problem arise, that how which kind of that how that problems we have faced, as much as problem we have faced, we have come up with that the innovation. My that next onward slide will also cover those kind of things as well. So apart from this, that startups will have also that the criteria of it will be the fast growing its sense that it will multiple fold, it will be that grow like that. As you know, as you see also that the current days startups starting from the as that in previous lecture also that sir was saying about the fintech, those things. Fintech means the financial technology combinations, those startups. All of us as using this the Paytm, that the Google Pay, other things. Those are the fintech that startups. So you guys just imagine that before 3 4 5 years back, that how we are able to that do the transactions or any other things. Now what is happening? That sitting here that we just transfer that the no need to open that the our bank account and all. So those are the startups things. It would be scalable and it should be that flexible. And along with this, the important another important things is it will be the higher risk, or anytime it would be the higher risk. If anybody has come up with any startup, he or they never think of that my that startup is a risk free and all. Never. Any day, anything, anytime can be happening. So those things, those would be that the our entrepreneurship skill as well, that the entrepreneurs also should be have that capability of taking the higher risk. If who wants to that do start their own startups. In my later on slide also, that one where that I have accumulated some of my own that recommendations, which I am calling it mantras of the startup. I'll take you through that also, that which can be very that applicable for your things, practical things, that if you are going to start any startup. So once that our startup will be formed, or any company has been formed, then the culture would be the very dynamic. That means it will be the strong company culture should be followed. And as you know that young in age, it means that it doesn't mean that a senior colleagues or somewhere that not put inputs in our company or startups. It means that young in age means it should be energetic in all the aspects, that that I am just going to share you the practical example of it only, that any that in my previous years, that one of the ex I am professor of Ahmedabad professor, he used to work with me, and he used to travel with me the African countries and all. So you just imagine, he is 75 plus years. You can't imagine, he is so much energetic, that I would say that he is at least double energetic from me. And he has the photogenic memory. Once he anywhere, if any discussion held or something is there, he never forget it. So those kind of things. So this kind of everywhere we have go through, that our mentors, that for the startup, that one word, it is the very that noble or Bible word, it is the mentor things, that for which that we are using the uh, incubation centers. So those mentors will be those kind of that resources who can be your guiding people. And apart from these also, that the other characteristics, like those startups is generally of a small team, small team, reason being that the funding, and that in these all the characteristics of the initial years, what I'm saying, that apart from that also, that it will be tech oriented things, it will be there. That as we know, that it is very happy to that be part of this lecture today, because all of youngsters are there with me today, and all of are there from the engineering background only, engineering sector only. I believe that that Ramgarh Engineering College is having the electrical, civil, mechanical, or EC and all, computer science maybe. So those were the key branches. You believe me, any of the startups, that wherever you nowadays you are going to be do anything, that IT or computer science is that the one of the key that things, anywhere any things you are going to do, that those branches have the much kind of that opportunity nowadays. Guys, is this understandable what I am sharing with you? Just please respond me, and uh, or am I audible or something, whatever it is, please.
Yes, sir. Understandable.
Okay, thank you so much. That now I am going to the next slide. The next slide, it is very that in previous slide also, that all of us has understand very well, that the innovations, how it's work. Innovations, see, whenever we have faced any kind of that the problems, any kind of crisis, here that intentionally that I have not mentioned about the COVID-19, because COVID-19 only has given us so much of that opportunity. Every one of us has that that we are well aware of. So I just don't want to that recall it, because just we hopefully that we are just recovering those phases and all. Due to that crisis only, I believe that so rapidly we have adopted the tech fin companies, and the financial transactions. And for this technology only, I believe that today that uh, instead of coming to your college, that I am that sitting in Delhi, that interacting with you guys. Due to that, their innovation, that something's only. So I'll take some of my present that slides also in the next, that I'll discuss in brief, that of which kind of things is there. So having said that, that whenever we will face the crisis, and definitely it will come up with some innovations, and whatever that innovations will come, it will be give us that the startup that idea. If you see that during the First World War, that 10 million people has died. To hear that those kind of innovations happen, that sanitary towels, that sun lamps, tea bags, wristwatches, vegetable sauces, stainless steel, airlines, and pilot navigation. You just imagine. And during that Second World War, you just imagine lots of the countries were involved in that, and more than that 60 million death happened that time. That time that the penicillin was invented, and the concept of the computers and machine processing, those things has came in the picture, and the ball pens, photocopy, ready to drink, those things, carbonated beverages and jet engines, canning technology, and the processing, the food processing, those concepts were not required also that before that. And you know that due to those kind of innovations and things, now that our astronauts, when they goes to the space, that they carry with them that the few quantity of the foods, and they survive for months and months, so those are the innovations, those called the innovations. And along with this, it is a live example with all of us, that what has we have taught that during this COVID-19 period. So you just imagine that everybody that we have, I believe that you people also heard about the ambassador car, Kodak film, Pager was there, HMT, Dukes was there. So where are those companies nowadays? None of them has that adopted that there's innovation things, and they are not able to survive in the current arena. Due to that, they have demolished entirely. And do you know this, that you know that startup means it's always say that the innovations, you just imagine, you will be wonder that the Ola, Uber, everybody, that I believe that everyone as we are use it, the world's largest taxi company, they owns no vehicle. You just imagine that and the Facebook also, that we know that is the most popular that media creates, they don't have their own content. You just imagine that Alibaba and Amazon also, you just imagine that we must be knowing that how the Amazon is so much famous today. You know that the Amazon, those kind of that, those are the also the startup, startup in the sense, at one time that those Amazon was started. I believe that some of you guys knowing that the background of the Amazon, they initially they were selling that the books, the books from the roadside, that which the novels and books that we used to read it. So they just try to, that once they get the order, they just try to deliver it physically only. So they started from that particular segment. So you just imagine nowadays that Amazon is having world's largest that warehouse. So you just imagine that how they are doing it nowadays, that it's coming in a so much in advanced stage in that uses of AIs, artificial intelligence. In that it is also going to be in India also, that it's not so far that entire that showroom, that what we do call that the market supermarket, entirely operated without any a single manpower, without any manpower, entire will be that I believe that you guys also have gone through those videos also, you have seen also US already is running those kind of, Amazons have the stores, those kind of stores. You just enter it, they will scan it. If anyone anything you want to buy, you just take it from that particular rack, you just do it as it is, that means it will automatic, entire things will be automatic, onto automatic, they will scan it, and automatic they will deduct from your account and entire things, and you just come out. No, not a single person operated those that superstores. So those kind of that innovations is comes due to our applications in the engineering sector only. As I said, whenever I am saying that engineering that things, it not only mention any specific particular sector, it's a combination of all the things, as that Upadhyay sir also has said that in previous lecture, that regarding the Amul, actually I much correlate on this particular segment, that it doesn't mean that the Amul means it comes under any of the food processing industry or agriculture industry. It's not like that. Any of the things is it's an application of all the our engineering aspects. It's a very that if we talk about the mechanical engineering, we do the welding in the outside. uh, and as far as the food technology or food engineering is concerned, we do, or microbiology is concerned, we do the that same similar kind of welding only inside the microbes, microorganisms, those kind of stuff. We join the cells, we join the DNAs. You just everybody of known of it. So those kind of things are same. All are the engineering only. So those application of all those engineers in when comes up in any innovative ideas, then it's and it gives a profitable business. Then it becomes a startup. Same story is with the Airbnb and OYO. You just imagine that they don't have any real estate. Then you all of us also known as for the Apple also, regarding Apple, the 200 million smartphones and tablets. They don't have any own factory now. Actually, they are going to start it, and but the third party model only. And uh, at last not the least, but about the WhatsApp, you just imagine, it is for us, it is very convenient. You know that nowadays that I believe that 90% of the office work is that people are doing through WhatsApp only. So WhatsApp giving this kind of things, but they don't have their own server as well. So how much popular those are? Sorry, sorry, I'm see now I'll refer to that person, John Adams. He has quoted it very nicely that every problem is an opportunity in business. So it is very true things that whenever we come up, that we have also discussed in the previous slide, that when we have faced any problem, then it will come up with any of the solution. You have seen that during the lockdown period, that so much of opportunity has been created. Huh? So those kind of that lots of innovations that in previous lecture also you have gone through lots of the videos also, that where we have seen that how the opportunities comes and all. So due to that particular segment only also, that to promote that particular segment, the government of India also come up with lots of the startup that seed fund scheme as well. So you just imagine that, see that a big portion of the budget is all been allocated for this particular segment only, that the startup. There's around 285 that crore. So which is a very big. So if we can utilize those kind of things, it will be very that means useful for us, and along with us it will benefit to our societies. It will create the job opportunities and lots of things. So you just imagine that in India, that around 70% of the employment is done through the MSME sector only. So it's an very huge thing. So once see uh, along with this, I just wanted to carry through that the other general discussion only. You just imagine that the people when that pass out from the IIMs. So most of the India's successful startups runs by those IIMs only. So and you just imagine if they do want to do the job, that how much salary they can get. So but they choose that those kind of things. So that everyone, I believe that every one of us has seen that the Shark Tank India. I believe that everyone has seen, Shark Tank. So it gives us a seed in our mind, that that when you will generate at least some ideas in your mind, at least things. This is not a single day job. So when you will be that come up with show your interest, and then it will be that conceptualize every day. You will see that no, this will be the best opportunity. Then again you will be that changing your that options, then again changing options. Then when you will be deep research on it, that you will go to find it, that the what are that challenges, that things, that problems you are going to face it, and then you can also move out. Huh? So then all lots of things is happening. So this is your, that student, this is your the best time. If you just wanted to have it on your mind, that in your mind, this is the best time, that if you want to do something in this particular sector. As I said, that definitely that I am belongs to the industry sector, that same, and also that it is not like that I am also did my PhD and other MTech engineering only. So it doesn't mean that we have the only one option, like we need to do the research, we need to do the go to that academic line only. It is not like that. There are the lots of things, huh? So, but this is the current, this is the that best time for you to generate the concept in your mind. Once you generate the concept in your mind, it will be that multiply things in your mind, and once that will be the suitable time, then it will be come up and give you the good result on it. Just again, I am saying that along with me only, that my some of that friends who has been that pass out from my that BTech, those some of my that friends, they are now that well known, that industrialist in this sector, in some of in the mechanical sector as well, mechanical and IT sectors. Those are saying that it's never seems like that you need to work, or you need to do any jobs and all. It's not like that, huh? So uh, so having said that, that startup is in the or MSME sectors works, it's in the very innovative things, and government also supporting nowadays that. So those support, if we can materialize in our things, then it will give a definitely that good result, which was not that if you think that at least 10 years back it was not so much of thing, huh? That at one time, just you just imagine that the how much that recession also came, huh? Everything, people were scared, students were scared to be take admission in the CS and the ITs. So you just imagine nowadays, I believe that the IT and CS, they have merged it up, huh? So I believe that entire is the computer science only. So you just imagine, in none of that single business can be run without those that computer science, huh? So those kind of things are there. Those kind of things are there, huh? So we need to take care of all of this, huh? So if we say that during this 20 to 23 session only, that they have revised that particular that 50 crores of funds for this particular sector, huh? So you just imagine that how much opportunities are those, huh? And again, I would like to say that am I audible, Ornav sir?
Yes,
Are you want
sir.
to say? Okay. Can I carry on, or if something is there, please let me know, huh? I don't know that I believe
Yes, sir,
that
please
it is
carry
one.
on.
I believe that it is going that one side of yeah, that lecture, that I just wanted to have that the interactive kind of. I believe that in future also, if I get the opportunity to meet you guys in physical, so it will be very happy. So I don't know if you guys have any kind of things and all. Please let me know, huh? So as I my topic you have seen that regarding related to the engineering sector. What I'm just here just wanted to that show you that how the potential it is, that the engineering sector itself. So in that it has the huge demand. You know that in the next slide you'll be going through it, that the one graph is there. I have shown here that around 70% of that export is happening only from the engineering products only, huh? So that any kind of things, that the capacity creation, such of infrastructure, power, renewable energy, mining, all the things is having the application of renewable energy. And people are currently is doing the higher investments in these engineering startups only. Engineering startups, again, I have said you earlier that it doesn't mean that any of that specific particular sector, huh? So it's engineering means any of the things everywhere it is application of the things, especially that those kind of electrical engineering, that mechanical is obviously part, and EC is obviously part, then computer sciences, that means obviously those kind of enter, all of the branches has the that collective that uses in the startups where those that innovative things are happening, huh? So that every students from any of the that uh, educational background can be part of it, any of the branches they are having, they can be part of it. They can, it doesn't mean that the only CS or IT guys only think of it, I am not required of. So but it is not like that, everyone's implication is there. I'll specifically take you through to a particular specific segment. I'll not take much time, so but just quickly we'll try to give you the glance that how it is happening in India, that how those innovations and applications and the startup things is happening, huh? Those things, huh? And this startup is the engineering sector, application of engineering, it's an attractive opportunity, more than the 100 lakh crore, that 1.5 trillion USDs that investment has come up. And there that the 100% FDI is permitted. FDI means that whenever that foreign that investment is happening, directly they can invest it up, huh? So those kind of things, and always the good thing is that always it keeps in the budget as well. So once it is come in the budget also, that if it is decentralized from the ministry level to the state level to the downland level also, that everywhere it can be reachable, that once it is come, because we are ensured that the finance, the budget is there already for that particular segment. So having said that, the policy support is the very good thing over here. So nowadays that export, generally export oriented things, huh? That every one of us that we are knowing that Ola has come up with the e-vehicle, huh? That means e-scooter, huh? So those kind of the electric batteries and all, huh? So those kind of or instruments, other things, huh? Lithium based, all the things that, see here, once the opportunity comes, that some problem also comes along with. There is a nothing is that techniques are there to recycle those that batteries, huh? So those is a still back, that we need to be do much research. There are very few where that we can utilize that e-wastage. There are lots of the startups also coming nowadays that who is working in the e-wastage segment, huh? So those batteries and all lithium based batteries and all those recycling things, so that can be also give us that particular segment that to think of to work on us. And this kind of that opportunity when we are in that the college and universities, that gives us the best ideal things to do the research and the other things, huh? So, and you guys are so fortunate to be that having the part of this IIC Ramgarh. You know that the incubation center is instead that inbuilt is there, and I found that the Arun sir is so hardworking person and so innovative person that you, if you guys want to do something, please be in touch. And something is there. If I also wanted to do something for you guys, please come up through that Arun sir, so that any kind of things that I can guide you, huh? There, whatever possible. But things is that you need to be interested, keep interested, or doing the things in that particular segment, huh? Again, what I was saying that you will be imagining that more than 27% of the total factories, industrial sector, huh? That it's from the engineering only, and which represents that 63% of the that overall that the foreign cooperation, that FDI, that the funding has comes from that outside, those thing has come out. So one slide I just wanted to show that how many that um, startups had identified by the government of India. They are doing various kind of that competitions as well nowadays. That those competitions can be the part. So if you come up with the innovative ideas, that in the project also you can do lots of the things. So those can be part of this also. That you can once it will be that you are being guided the that local incubation center, that your own IIC incubation center. Then from there itself, that once it has been there, you also get their support. Also, they will be fully guiding you to do whether the patent or patent and all. So those are having said that, those are giving a very good opportunity to us to at this particular right period. Uh, this is my personal request. Don't take it in other way, that don't wait for any kind of the campus placement or other things. It is not like that. I believe that obviously that there are separate department and they are working on it. So, but you just try to generate your own business. If you able to do the own business, you can create the employment. So it is not like that. If it will be that it will be collaborative effort. So there, that you can work together. That it not that means you can friends collaborate there, and it is not that ideal time. Again, I am just repeating those kind of things. If we say that that in terms of the SWOT, that what are the strengths of these particular segments, as we know that as per the MHRD's that things, that 1.5 million, that lots of the students every year that they are graduating, engineering graduating. So you just imagine that so much of resources are there. It is not like that those resources only you have to avail it. Apart from this also, that our that geographically location, anywhere you just that placed over there in the Jharkhand or West Bengal, any of the northern states, that in northeastern states, everywhere, that having that their own kind of that advantage. So those kind of things are there, always there. That lots of SEZs are there, special economic zones are there in that. For the startup, that lots of things are there. Here you just can't imagine that previously that what we need to do, that for particular that one for setting up of one MSMEs or one and that startups, we need to visit the multiple departments for their licensing and other boiler and factories, packaging license, fire, that no objection for that. Lots of things are there. Now there is a concept of the single window clearances. You will get all those that facilities in a single window only. Single window in the sense, in particular department only, they will facilitate you all the things, and most of the things are nowadays in the online itself. I'm not saying it is so easy also, but it's become very much easier in comparison to the previous time. So there are also that sometimes some weaknesses are also there due to some lackluster that government policies are there. We know that some of the that departments is all following that the corruption, that those kind of things, those will be always be there. But it doesn't mean that if it is there, that we are not able to do it. And sometimes it's that we know that the level laws also, or some things always are there, that privatization, those kind of things are there, things. And professionalism, if we say, it is obviously that the one lack of in our we most of the that professionals, those kind of things are there. That having said that, we are having that good that opportunities. We have that the huge domestic markets, international markets are there. FDI directly you are getting, and you can easily that exports that those kind of your whatever you are going to produce. In that easily accessible, because in most of that African countries, Latin American countries, that we Indian is that without government of India having a that bilateral agreement, where that no dual taxation is takes place. You just have to be paying India as a single tax only. So those kind, few of the countries is having those kind of that arrangement with India. So those kind of that opportunities are there. That previously there was that lots of that tariff was there when if you are going to export or import it. Now it is also that for specific commodity wise or product wise, it is that varied. So those are also that opportunity that always there. Whenever we are doing something good, there is always be a threat. So threat is, we know that in our tech that field, that there is always our competitor of the Chinese with having the less quality and the things. They always and that destroy the international markets as well. So it is not like that. That if we ensure that our quality of the product and our that uh, innovation, exactly that of what we just wanted to be create, those things, if it is there, then definitely it is going to be that replace that those market. Those are the there. Sometimes it is threats are there in terms of the policies. If some policies be changed from the government, then it is not in our hand. So those kind of things are there, which becomes threats. But it will always be a part, always be part of everywhere. And having said that, as an overall, that engineering sector uh, consisting of all of the branches, including, again I am repeating, mechanical, that was electrical, and ECE, computer science, all of them have the equal opportunity to do this kind of startup business. If again, if I say that the growth driver, that how it is, I already described those kind of things, that de-licensing of the things, de-licensing, FDI directly is coming, that you can get the fund from the outside, it is very easy. And the tariffs and custom duties, as I said earlier also, that if you do the import export also for your product, whatever you are producing in the Jharkhand also, Ramgarh also, if you are producing it, if you export it to the any of the countries, those kind of facilities are there. And even better, that you will get the benefit out of it also, that rebate, what are the cost, that duties are there, you will get rebate out of it, and over and above you will get the subsidy also out of that. Those kind of things are there. If I say just, I believe that all of you guys have been exhausted also, that I just for an quick things, I'm just taking you through for an example purpose only, that any of the thing, how you are going to find any of the startup or innovations, that those kind of things are there. Those kind of things means that in previous lecture also you have seen that the innovation related lots of videos are there. It is obviously there, but how it can be that you will invent, you will find that that means you will find that the gap, how you are going to find it. It comes always from the challenges. If I take to the that agri domains, that things, so I'll quickly take you through these documents, that these slides, never be think like it is related to the agri sector only. It is, although it's an agriculture sector, it's an application of all the engineering only. Again, I am just repeating, and it will be very interesting only. So you know that it becomes the challenges, if you say in the agri domain in the 1980s and the current days, there are the lots of difference. Previously there are the lots of cultivated area, lots of areas were there. Now nobody is doing that cultivation and all, so the area becomes less. So those kind of problems that we are facing, to reduce those kind of, overcome those things, that innovative that things is coming in place, just like that low yield and productivity, those kind of things are there. Again, there is a big challenge of the low access to credits, so because the farmers, you guys obviously that knowing that in Maharashtra, Karnataka, that lots of people are, that farmers are trying that means every year, thousands of farmers suicide due to that particular uh, only. That there in currently nowadays there are the lots of fintech companies is there who is providing the credits to the farmer in that easy access through, that same. Again, each and every challenges will give you the opportunity. I am just that referring to any of the sector, you can choose any of the sector, starting from that our 24 lives, that was starting from the morning break, toothbrush, to the when we are going again sleep. Throughout that 24 hours, wherever you will find, there will be that the challenge. If you are facing the challenge, that there will be that the opportunity. So now you know that we are very much lack in the climate change particular segment. Climate change, we are ranking as a 189 in the countries, so it is a very bad. And now government also promoting this thing in very rapidly, and you might be knowing that the plastic has been banned again. So due to that particular things only, the climate change, that the carbon credits, those things, those concepts can be, you guys also select it as an opportunity and adopt those kind of modern innovations and technologies where these things is that saving or gaining. If you choose those kind of innovative areas, again, then you will get the easy support from the government side as well. So in terms of that, as I am saying, that renewable energy sector, especially those wherever the smart things is happening, smart appliances are using, those kind of sector, if you are using or adopt those kind of startups, that it will give you the more opportunity to take you through. See how the advantages that it has comes in terms of the mechanization. If we say that in 1990s, you just imagine that time that tractors, power tiller was invented. So those were in place. Now that during that to 2005 around, that the irrigation system has been developed, that the micro irrigation, drip irrigation, those kind of things. And especially that you people are well aware of that the IoT, Internet of Things. Lots of things are there, lots of products are produces to this particular that sector. I am just taking an easy that sector of the agriculture. That apart from these also, there are lots of, everywhere you will find those kind of uses of IoTs. And you just imagine again that in IoTs, that the which branches can be doing this. So it is not like that any of the single particular branch can do the startups work, not the other. Everyone can do it, and do it in their best way. That just we need to identify, we need to take out that the good opportunity and good things, that where we can give our best, and which can give that good result out of it, and it can be benefited to the society as well. See that in 2015, that artificial intelligence that has been that much that started the uses of it, and the GPS that system has been that in place now. If we are talking about now, we are talking about the 5Gs and all. So it is there in place, and obviously that by reaching that 2030, that there will be definitely 6G and in place, and the lots of things are happening. So having said that, there are the lots of opportunity that in agriculture there was nothing was there earlier. Nothing was means nowadays that it is a very common. I'll take you through my next slide as well also, that how drones are using nowadays. So you just imagine if you are using the drones, that which branches students can do their best in it. So you people can be that now drones is also at that inception stage. It is not like that if you are seeing that the drones are there, but it's in terms of that application. There are the lots of things. Now it is the time to customize those drones based upon the your criteria. That drones cannot be that lift the heavy weight. So that there was not before also that 20 kilo that which can be lift up. They were using that in previous lecture also. We have seen that to delivery that the products, they are using the drones and all in startup of the ideas. So those actually is happening in India only. Whatever I am saying, it is the story of India only, that it is happening in India. So now it is there that drone in the next slide I'm showing you, that here you just imagine that those are the few of the startup. Aircraft is a that one of the that drone making that things. So there you just imagine they can carry that 20 liters of weight. They are doing this spraying that throughout the agriculture field with a less period of time, and all the things without uses of the manpower and all. So those are in the smart farm mechanics, and the robots are there, and smart IoTs applications, sensors everywhere it is using. So those are the some of the that you can say that the startups which is coming in place. And every day it is every day you will be finding that the new company is coming with new solutions. It is not like that one company can do the entire things and all. For example, like WRMS is one of the company. WRMS it means we might be heard about that the farmers are getting the weather forecasting, and nowadays it is a very common weather forecasting, and the any other guidance as well for the cultivation, and they are giving taking in the advance. But they do particular in a single segment, like someone can do that agriculture. Someone covers that the actually that in that year there are the particular side. We know that Rabi, Kharif, those seasons are there. So someone is specialized in particular segment or particular things. Then the other companies realize that there are this particular gap. We may come up with a very strong that opportunity in there and do the things. Same things for just an carrying that experience I'm sharing with you, like that currently we are doing a project in Junagadh in that Gujarat. So there for that the groundnut peanuts. So peanuts that the drones applications we are now doing along with that the WRMS is a company that the weather based those informations they inbuilt that provide that put at the sensor in that the drone itself. So whenever that they are using it, so it's given that advance that informations to the farmers or users. So those kind of that solutions we need to think of whenever that we are going. That means passing through that our internets, that documents, that all the things will be find out. But you need to find out that the particular gap and segment where exactly that you need to pitch up, and that by focusing on that particular segment that you just you can develop your own that arena on it. So those are things. So these are the revolution how it's happens. So as I told earlier also that previous that nowadays that the workforce तो जो वहाँ पे काम करने के लिए वो नहीं लेवर नहीं मिलता है जो यहाँ पे it's a very that I am personally sharing my own experiences all in our area also that we don't find any of the that farmers to do it. So we need to that this kind of adopt this kind of technology. It will remove that the more than the 70% that you just workforce can be reduced. You just imagine. So those kind of having said that in all arena of this that our that universe there are only opportunity and opportunity. We just need to be think of that what particular segment. It is not like that I am catching this segment also, this segment also, this segment also, not like that. Do a particular specify a particular that one problem you just find out and come up with a just beautiful solution with it, then entire things will be that your this concept will be success in it. So if we are saying that those things are required now, whatever discussed in our previous slide, we have been think of that how startups opportunities are there. Do really it will be beneficial to us as an personal, if I personally choose this particular segment, it will be benefit to us or not. So for that only, if once will be built up in our mind that no, we can think of it that startup, and we can do our research and our future works in that particular segment, then we can think of that it comes the Startup India. Startup India is in the government of India's that scheme. So there you might be finding that if you go through this one Startup India, they are having separate that website. So there they will get entire kind of that facilities that what any of the that startup can avail for it. That globally startups are the nation builder. You will say that as I said that the more than 70 to 80% of the employment is generated from the MSME sectors only. So you just imagine that those MSMEs how much it contributes to our India that nation's economy. And they create the job. So the startups are the developing that viable business model. It will be the viable, innovative, and it will be that replicable. Those things are very these things. When it will be fulfilled those kind of criteria, then can only will survive in the particular field. Else it will not. Then their success. Now with their success they also create the sense that ingenious innovation means the technologies we are developing that within our country. So those innovations giving the platform, and the Startup India is organizing those competitions also. If you come up with any innovative ideas and all, you may register over there also, be part and all. If once we'll think of to become an entrepreneur, entrepreneur, then it will be very easy, huh? That I am ready to do that become an entrepreneur and start my that startup. This startup definitely will be consist of that unique idea. It should be very unique idea, and your unique idea should be linked with the market needs, huh? So that market needs, for example, when we wake up in the morning, that you'll say that we use the toothbrushes. I believe that you guys have seen that Shark Tank India. So no need to describe that repeatedly. That you might see that the lots of segments, lots of they come up with the lots of opportunities and all those kind of things. That toothbrush then for that the eco-friendly toothbrush, now it is coming with the bamboo toothbrush and the fiber those are making from those bamboos only. So having said that, you need to you also, it is not required that you catch the entire market. You just build a niche market of that particular that product, particular segment. Those unique idea need to be based upon those particular market, those particular market needs. When it is fulfilling, then your initially that your things is ready for that the become a startup. I'll come to the next stage also, that how it's happening, huh? That as I said that the for any um, uh, startup, that how finance is important. Finance is very much important, as I am said repeatedly, that finance we call it as an oxygen of any startup. So for oxygen, that for us also, that we just imagine that that how it is very much important, those kind of things. And it will create the supply chain, and regulatory compliances is very much important. You need to fulfill up all the times, huh? And time to time, whenever it is you are building and all. So yeah, I don't know my screen is visible entirely or not, but in the downline, what I have mentioned a quote. It is like a that startup, like a orchestra, huh? Orchestra band we have seen, huh? So there are lots of that instruments are there. So they just play it in a particular one tune only. So all of that instruments they played in different way, but they play for a particular one cause. That means if for particular one that song, the entire that drums will be played in a different way, but their objective is the same, to make it a success. So thus it's like a that yeah, all the components here, it's like a that the different that instruments, but it will play give you that the single that objective to become you an entrepreneur and make you the start of the successful. So again here in this picture you will be see that the that one lady is that for the arrow, that just you just imagine that when that your all the unique idea market needs, when it is there, will be come up with the innovations, all the things, it is you are storing it as a potential energy, huh? So now when you are be converting to any MSMEs or startups, it become to a kinetic energy. So means it will be that replicate, it will become that speed. As a initial slide I have shared that discussed with you the characteristics of the startups, that what the startups facilities or characteristics are, those kind of things. I believe that it can be that easily conveyed to you that what the startup means and how it is happening. Now just I wanted to have just that I don't know that I just wanted to get one response from your side, that is this understandable, or any kind of things that gone beyond your mind and all.
Yes, sir, completely understandable.
Thank you so much, huh? You are so responsive, madam. Thank you so much, huh? Now it is coming that when we are talk about the startup, huh? The startup always that I also said earlier also that the mentoring, it is very much of that important thing. Mentoring means who will mentor us. Mentor always give us the motivation, give advice, they give us the show us the path of the success directions, our coaching and the support, they will listen us all the things. So who is the mentor to us? That those that innovation, that incubation centers are those mentor to us. It may be a person, it may be a, that through an organization. Here you people are directly part of that IIC, you just imagine that directly you guys are having that the incubation center of the access, being in the student life as well. So it's giving you that the immense that opportunity to utilize it. So definitely you guys try it to utilize it. How you can be that if you built up with some of the skills, some of the ideas, thoughts, you just share with you, sir, and discuss that under this. And maybe I don't know that what are the current status of that IIC as the initial introductory that description also that the or honorable that Sir Patron sir has shared that they are giving avail that the fund also. So those maybe fund may be utilized for that those innovative ideas also. So you can get support from the from your that the stage where you are belongs to now. So it's there. So for you, I don't think so. It's a difficult thing to be think of and start off. Don't be imagine of big things. Big things will see the ultimately, as I said earlier, also that finance is the oxygen of all the things. Huh? So if you are not getting finance, you it will be that your conceptualized stage only. So identify those kind of things only that which will be very limited on also, and resource also, that means resources required is very limited, and you can multiply it. So I'll come to that that next my one of the slide where I'm just addressing the mantras. So there you will be finding that those kind of things. It is not like that it means that you always need to be become a successful entrepreneur. It not like that. There are the lots of things that in the startup gives that those opportunity. It is not like that lifelong you need to be with that particular startup only. So if I say that this the that startup only, so you just see the steps. Steps here it is mentioned that pre-startup, startup, and the growth segment. So pre-startup is that now you guys are having in that particular segment that the conceptualization state, that you are imagining that thinking if you are coming with facing any challenges, gaps, and we are coming with that some of the opportunities to that address those gaps, then you suppose become a come up with a startup. Now when you are that delivering the things, multiplying the things, then it is the time of growth. When it will be growing, there is it is not like that always you are carrying it with you, that it also is that good thing that once you come up with the ideas that believe me that it is not like that you are coming up with one single ideas only. So I also knowing the lots of people who is having, they have that formed that startups, and they raised lots of funds from the that investors, and after that, after a certain period, they just sell it out and they work on the next their things, next their next ideas. So this is also that the one of the business model. It is not like that one startup or MSMEs that you be formed and it is carrying throughout the life. It is also not required all the times. So you just seen some of the fin companies, educational ed tech companies. So they also come generate, and you also seen that the now that the Akash Byju's. So you all of you are knowing all the things. So things are there. So it is not like that always to be need to be carry and all. It can be sale and the renewable and any kind of new things, new that vertical you can add it over there. As I said that it's I have specially made that separate that one things for that finance segment. As I said that the finance is the oxygen of the startup. So what you need for a business, uh, you need to be carried out. So then you come up with the ideas, then the product, then the finance, and the market. Those kind of things that you need to be carry out. Those are the important parts for any business and all. So now just you just learn it that how what are the required. Once you will be in the place, then that means you will be knowing better that when you will be in the field only, that means you will be in the same things that they're raising the funds and all the things. Just here I'm just mentioning that the how the fund can be raised. It's the bootstrapping your startup business. What does it mean, bootstrapping? Anybody can share? No problem. Bootstrapping is there that if you do something from the savings, your savings. So this is called the bootstrapping. Huh? So initial, this is the only advisable that you do yourself whatever funds you can accumulate or you are having. Second option is family and friends. You can also be borrow. Then banks and government schemes are there. You can go through. This is the very advisable things that from the incubation center you can go through, and that the crowdfunding also can be raised as a funding option. What does it by crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is means that you can take the funds from the multiple people but in a small quantity. So those crowdfunding can be also a part, and get an angel investor. So what does it angel investor investment means? It's a particular private person. Huh? So it's a private person. They will invest you in your fund if you can come up with a good proposal, good your innovative ideas, and if you go to the any of the things, any of the that investors, you can convince them, present them very. Nicely if they convince, and if they convince with the business model that how your revenue that income is generating, then they agree to do that. And apart from these also the venture capital, so it's in the big format, and the funding from the incubation and accelerators. Those are the options that from here you can raise the fund, huh? Because fund is the very much important. And now we are seeing that the risk, huh? So what where the risk we need to face, huh? That if you say that the inception stage or idea stage, the innovative ideas, huh? So that for innovative ideas they are also a that risk like that means driver, it is your driver, it is like that you are having that innovative idea, that particular solutions. Finance you can get it from the self or friend or crowdfunding, but risk is there that anyone can copy it up. So if somebody can whatever things you are thinking of, and your idea, if somebody can, if you are not realizing it and taking time, that in the meanwhile if somebody come up with this idea, then entire thing has vanished. So those kind of that risk are there. So again the pre-seed or validation stage, the proof of the concept we need to do, that seed angels we need to arrange from there, and the belief that this can be work out in the market. Some of both lots of the things are there that it's in the conceptualization stage, huh? We don't have any proof. So but those concept only we need to convince that the people that this can be happen. So those kind of thing, and a seed or early traction stage, huh? So this is the that very crucial part of any startup business. Early traction stage is that particular stage that initially आपने बना लिया वो स्टार्टअप, आप कहाँ पे है इनिशियली, जो आपको मार्केट मिलने में टाइम लगता है, या फिर आप सेल नहीं कर पाते हो प्रोडक्ट, कहाँ पे वेयर यू आर पिचिंग इट अप, although that you have approached through that incubation centers and all, those stages is the very crucial, that there what it's need, that the if need the much quantity of the funds, huh? That venture capital can fulfill it, then you can survive for a particular period. For a market generate होने में time लगता है, वो जो ये वाला phase, once you have that cross up, that it will be that that your success is, that means waiting for you. This once you cross this particular segment, then you will be come up with growth and the scaling stage. Now the time once you will cross this the early traction stage, then you come up with then again that you will scale up your voice and all. Once it will be that complete, then you can be come for the IPO also. IPO you might be heard about that the Paytm also launched their IPO. So lots of that ideas. Myntra also launched their IPOs and all. So those are also there. That sustainability is the risk. कि आप कितने दिन sustain करते हो market में. Else there is that the option. Second option is you just sell it out and leave and come up with your next idea. The next the stage, what is the maturity or exit, huh? So there is the returns, that how much that आप अगर सेल कर रहे हो इसको किसी स्टार्टअप को, कितना आपको अर्न हो रहा है वहाँ पे, जितना आप इन्वेस्ट किया उससे ज्यादा हो रहा है या फिर आपको नुकसान हो रहा है, और प्रॉफिट हो रहा है तो कितना हो रहा है प्रॉफिट. तो दोस things are there, that profitability, how much you are that getting. So those are the risk. These are the very vital things, huh? You need to be that anyone can need to be take care that while doing the things. Now if you are decided to be that start any startup or MSME sectors, how you can do it, that the sole proprietorship is there, as I told earlier, that it cannot be advisable for the startups, but MSME के लिए आप कर सकते हो इसको sole proprietorship. It will be the single owner, you will be the single owner. That sorry, partnership farm will be like that partnership farm as per that the 1932 act or 2013 act. Liability limited liability partnership you can also do, and one person company act under this company also you may register is the one person company or private limited companies or public limited companies. Those are the various ways. Once you will be decided with it, that you can be doing. Now I am almost in the last stage, so that I'll not take much time more. I believe that you guys have exhausted more. So now what I say, that the mantras, what would be the mantras? See, startup is a very serious business. And, once you'll be very ready for it, then can only you do. And मजाक मजाक में कभी ये करना नहीं चाहिए, or it will be give you the loss only. Once you will be decide, see, the passion and the business are two different things. Passion is the different thing. You have that passion, you can have the hard work capability, you can do anything, but it doesn't mean it give you the business. But startup is always that you need to be take care of the business. At least once you will get the business, then can only will do that. Again, another thing is that it is not like that my family person is the best person to do the business. It is also not like that. If you are thinking that my family partners, if it is there with partner with me, then can only I'll be survive and success. It is never be happen like that. To hire that the talent, that means the which is very much required for this particular that startup. Those things, it may be cost you up, but it will give you the return as well. So it is not an liability. और ये जरूर दिमाग में रखना चाहिए कि startup, it should not be a copy of others. So that things need to be very take care. And always that when 1 hour during our conceptualization stage, as I said my previous slide also, it depends upon the market, that how the market demands are. So that is very much important, that you do the market survey, consumer ka review lena. So those things is very much important. Keep connect with the consumers, because they are the real king or queen. वो अगर आपको accept किया, then it's fine, otherwise you are banished. So you just imagine with the Flipkart, that Amazon and Snapdeal up, you can see the Snapdeal, it's almost there, already there. It is have raised lots of funds also, but they're not become so much of success due to that. So, and keep financial control. That financial, as repeatedly I'm saying, that it's an oxygen to that any of the startup. Those is very much important. And another thing which is last not the least, that the failure or success are not the only criteria. So it can be anything. You can be quit up, no problem. Quit up means you can sell up. That whatever, sometimes it be happen that you are not getting the profit, but at least whatever that you have invested, that whatever thing is there, you will get it. And it should be that long-term vision. Whatever concept you are coming up with, so it should be a long-term vision. And it is not like any what is called that it will give you that overnight that profit and overnight things to you. It is not like a gambling that it will give you that minimum of 40% of profit and all. It is not like that. So those are the mantras hit here. So those are the things, if what you need to be take care. You should be come up with perfect pitch. You should come up with a plan, good written plan. For that, incubation center or any of the consultant can guide you, and the understand your limitations. कहाँ पे आपका limitations है, उस पे workout करना है, workout करके accordingly उसमें काम करना है. Then need to be line up with the finding, and don't be that raise your hand. Always be there. There are the options that need to be think of the alternative ways. What are they there? How can that it can be scaled up? These things need to be take care. And once we are saying that the incubation center, as you are already part of that IIC Ramgarh, so then here that how incubation center can be help by investing in startup directly. They can, if they have the fund provision, they can directly that fund also in the startup. Connecting startup to the investors, they have the investors also, and other, it is not like that they can connect you to the other incubations also, incubators also. I'll come, there are the lots of incubation centers are there, private also. Nowadays there are lots of private incubation centers are there who can, that means their work is only this kind of things, so they'll connect to the investors and all. They get some, that means margin out of it, but they will connect you. So having said that, your that proposal or your concept should be the genuine, or that means damdar hona chahiye bas. Having said that, so providing that expert coaching and exposure, as that previous lecture also that Dr. Upadhyay sir has shared, that एक्सपोजर विजिट की भी बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है. जो आप जिसको आप सिलेक्ट करते हो उस रिलेटेड क्या बिजनेस है, दैट थिंग्स नीड टू बी डू एक्सपोजर. हाँ, तो दोस कैन गिव यू द आइडिया ऑन इट. So again, I said in my last discussion, as today the time is exhausting, I'm not taking the much time, that as I said you, that once come up with the new innovative ideas, then you can do it at the patents or that IPR. So you people are knowing on it. If I get that the time in future also, so I can elaborately and detailed can give that lecture on it, patents and IPR, that particular parts. You just imagine that the in DIPP, that Department of Promotion Industry and that trade, international trade, they are patented that in startup India, that 1629 patent applications already filed by the startup only. You just imagine. So now they are also giving the 50% of rebate, trademark filing fees, and 80% rebate. You just imagine that giving the rebate on the patent filing fees. हाँ, तो जहाँ पे आई बिलीव दैट 120 दैट USD लगता है एक पेटेंट फाइल करने के लिए, 30 पेज के अराउंड. वो वेरियस क्राइटेरिया है, ऑन एन एवरेज आई एम सेइंग, बट देयर दैट अराउंड 20 USD, मतलब अराउंड 20 USD के आसपास लगता है कि अगर कोई स्टार्टअप इसमें वो करे, पेटेंट फाइल करता है. तो दोज आर द थिंग्स. हाँ, तो एंड देयर आर द अदर स्कीम्स आल्सो फ्रॉम वेयर यू कैन गेट the funding sources. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is there, that credit guarantee trust fund for micro and small enterprises are there, that for MSMEs के लिए जो SEZ का है उसका भी वो है, वेरियस उस टैक्स में फ्री है, बिजली में फ्री है, बहुत सारा कंपोनेंट है. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ झारखंड का भी बहुत सारा वो है, इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी है, वहाँ से भी सारा चीज मिल सकता है उसमें. CLCSS है उसमें. तो MSMEs के लिए जो पर्टिकुलर बहुत सारा सब्सिडीज है, that can be availed by any startup. So those are the now I'm saying that these are the apex bodies that who can guide, apart from your that IIC Ramgarh. Although your for you the basic till you are being a student, or I believe that you are going to have the connection in future as well. So initially your incubation center will be the IIC Rampur. You will get the entire things from there, and they can, if required, they can connect you through the apex body and guide you to approach those apex bodies, like Niti Aayog का जो hotel incubation center है, पूरे इंडिया में now it's more than 60 around hotel incubation center है जहाँ पे ये चीज का guidance मिल सकता है. EEPC है, ECI है, IITs है इतना, और NITs है, हर जगह में incubation center is there. So that from there that we can approach and take our guidance from them. So although that there are the lots of things, it is never be saying like that these are the startups you have to do it, never like that. So but you have to find it out that current demand के हिसाब से किस कौन सी सेक्टर का, which sector is giving you the more opportunity. Now what I am that told you during my presentation, entire presentation, that like renewable energy sector, this gives you the immense that opportunity in the coming days. Those kind of things are, these are the very that few things. It is not like that these are the that entire things only you can do. It is never like that. So all the things, always it is open. There are lots of opportunities are there while being in that startup and all. So things is there that my suggestion will be there always, that try to find out the renewable energy, climate change, those kind of things, that you try to adopt those segments with your all the that engineering branches what you are having, that the students are from there, that they can easily that comfortable with those kind of that technologies, that innovation technologies is there. So that's all from my side. If now it is over to you, that Arunav sir and the team and the students, if you have any of the things, so please let me know. Thank you so much once again. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your steadfast diligence to provide information on the topic and making all of us comfortable with your approachable, personable demeanor. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I would like to request IIC coordinator, Mr. Arunabha Datta, sir, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Komal. On behalf of IIC Innovation Council, Ramgarh, firstly, I actually pay my respect to Dr. Ranjan Upadhyay and Dr. Muhammad Rayhan sir, who spent their valuable time for delivering the impact lectures in the session first, lecture 1 and lecture 2 also, which is organized by our Ram Engineering College and MHRD Institution Innovation Council. I express my gratitude to the member of the organizing committee along with the chief patron, Mr. Mohit Chattopadhyay and Dr. Sudip Chakraborty, and patrons are Dr. Sarvani Roy, principals, and vice principal Dr. Najmul sir also. It is have made the program success, and thanks to all the participants apart from our Ramgarh Engineering College. Thank you. Now please. Thank you all.